What's going on, everybody? Matt and Greg here, and today we wanted to answer the question, why is heroin so addictive? There's a lot of reasons. First and foremost, I mean, just at a scientific level, heroin's flooding your dopamine receptors. Dopamine's that real feel-good hormone that just makes us feel like all is well in the world. And when you take heroin, it's just blasting your brain full of that. So, you know, the feeling you get when you eat a great meal, the feeling you get when you have sex, the feeling you get when you buy something really cool that you wanted, like it all hits that real good, feel-good feeling in our brain. So just, we're wired to seek that out. Just biologically, as we've evolved as human beings, that is there so we can seek comfort and safety.
You know, came to mind is social media, like how it's come into play. Like, people make posts, and the more likes they get, like, hits that dopamine. Like, they're like, oh, people like me, it feels good.
Yes, you know speaking of which, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, hit it.
But yeah, that's essentially, heroin is the ultimate dopamine button presser.
And then you got the opposite effect of that, right? So when you're not hitting that, or you keep hitting that dopamine with the heroin, and then you don't get your heroin, you feel like total garbage, right?
The worst.
So, I mean, heroin withdrawal, or opiate withdrawal really, is probably one of the really big, obvious reasons why heroin is so addictive. People get to the withdrawal stage and they're like, fuck this. Like, I'm going back to the heroin. I'm not going through that shit. So, I mean, that's one of the obvious big reasons is it makes you feel so good when you're on it. And when you're off it, it makes you feel the complete opposite, like complete garbage, right?
And the only thing that'll fix it, at least in the mind of an addict, is more heroin.
Right.
So I think that's kind of the basic mechanism of heroin and why it's addictive. But Greg and I have been talking a lot lately about, how heroin used to make us feel on completely different levels. And I was just talking to Greg about a conversation that I had with a guy years ago when I was working construction, and this was after or during me like trying to get away from heroin. I don't remember exactly where I was at when the conversation happened, but as heroin addicts tend to do, we just started talking about heroin, neither one of us knowing that the other was an addict, which is crazy to me because I would never bring that up. But anyways,
it's funny, like as a heroin addict, when you say that, it's like when you're like on it or like kind of in between level where maybe you're using but you're not totally serious, someone else mentions heroin, you're like, Did you say heroin?
Heroin?
Like you have like that instant connection. It's pretty much instantly. It's funny.
We were talking about it, and we both had a significant amount of experience with heroin, and he said something that really rang true with me, and he was like, man, like I love who I am when I'm on heroin. He's like, I love the person I am when I'm on heroin. He was saying, he was like, I feel confident. I can go to a bar and talk to girls just with the greatest sense of ease. There's no anxiety. I'm not nervous. He's like, I just feel loving and cool. And I was like, yeah, that kind of nails it. And I think that's one of the little things that people don't talk about what makes heroin so addictive. Like I felt the same way. I really enjoyed who I was and how I acted when I was on dope. I was, again, same thing. I was, just really patient and kind and felt good with every social interaction I had. I was very friendly, and I'm not really like that day to day. I can, have a short temper sometimes, or I want to get shit done, or
you're human.
Yeah.
Heroin makes you not human.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, coming out of that, I think we've talked about this, like, you feel all that, like, you feel so confident on it when you're coming off it, or even if you get through, like, that initial withdrawal stage, you're like, fuck, man, like, I don't even know who I am, like, I don't feel good about myself, I don't feel good about my life, I don't even like the person I am, like, you just feel shitty about yourself.
Yeah, reality sets in.
Like, but why don't I just use heroin and feel good?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's when you know that heroin will fix all those problems or you think it'll fix all those problems that are at least in your head, it's really hard not to go back to that. Nobody wants to feel like a piece of shit. And, unfortunately, just the way that heroin addiction kind of works, like, I would steal and lie and, you know, fuck over people that I really cared about to get heroin. But the heroin would make me feel like I was justified in doing that.
Yeah.
Like I never thought like, hey, you need to quit fucking living this way, because again, just that chemical, I was like, no, it's all right. Like, you know, you're good.
It's like we talk about what people don't talk about. So everyone talks about like the initial stages of withdrawal, right? Like that first week which is complete hell. What they don't talk about, which is another reason why it makes so addicted. Now that part's obvious. The second part's unobvious, which we kind of just covered. You get out of those initial physical symptoms and you think, okay, if I can just get through the physical stuff, I'm gonna be good. Then you get through the physical stuff and you're like, fuck, man, I don't like myself. And you know, maybe a few days goes by and you're like, am I gonna keep feeling like this? A week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks goes by and you're like, I still like I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of the times it's because people aren't making changes. And we have a video on the steps we did to get off heroin. We'll put that below so we can give you steps to kind of get over that phase, because there is a phase when you go through the initial withdrawal symptoms. Even if you're on a maintenance program, when you come off the maintenance program, where you have to make specific changes to start bettering your life. You're going to be stuck in that phase where you're not confident, you don't feel good about yourself, you don't like your life, and then you're going to be like, fuck this. I'm feeling like shit anyways, might as well go back to feeling good using heroin.
Dude, I swam in that fucking lost place for years. I mean, because, you know, Greg and I do outline these steps that we went back and we looked at, like, what helped us, you know, find success with recovery. And there was the steps, again, they work really well. And if I knew what I knew now back then, I wouldn't have had to fucking spend 2-3 years just like feeling like shit.
Yep.
And it took a really long time for me to find the things that would help me feel more confident or be a better person, or, you know, actively try to improve myself, because the whole time I was just like, when the fuck is this gonna go away?
Yeah.
And it was just kind of by chance that Greg and I we took separate roads to do this stuff, but they were, you know, the things were similar, the steps were similar. And looking back, it could have just saved us a whole lot of fucking time and just time being miserable that we didn't need to do.
Definitely. And for those of you who get through the initial week of, you know, the horrible withdrawal, I'll give you credit. I never made it through that. You know what I mean? I never made it through that. I give you credit, and you know that's awesome. But just know, just because you get through that, there's really almost a harder phase after that. Like that's almost the harder phase if you don't know what to do, especially.
It's not as acute.
Not as intense.
It's not as painful. It's not as obviously painful. But there was a long time where I was just kind of like floating around, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Exactly.
And I knew I didn't want to go back to heroin, but it was just really, you know, it leaves you with a sense of just confusion about who you are, because now there's like this identity crisis. You're no longer a heroin addict, but are you a heroin addict? Like, am I supposed to, like, is my life going to be miserable from here on out?
Are you a loser because you're using heroin?
Yeah.
You'll always be a loser.
You know, you see, and, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. Heroin, when you're in the middle of your addiction, you're not progressing any real way in your life.
Probably
so,
depressing.
Fuck yeah, quick. But, you know, maybe a lot of people that you know, whatever, from high school, you see them going to college, graduating, getting jobs, starting families. In the meantime, you're going in the fucking opposite direction. So when you kind of come out of that heroin fog, you're like, fuck. Like, everybody's killing it out here, and my life's going to shit.
Again, especially with social media, right? Because everyone posts the happy shit. Everyone posts the happy shit they're going through.
First of all, don't fall for it. Everybody's got shit in their lives going on that they're not happy with and trying to improve. So don't think that what you see on social media is really the truth. But I do recognize that feeling where I was like, fuck, man, everybody's killing it. He's making a ton of money. They got like, all these things that I wanted, buying houses, you know, all this shit. And I'm fucking, like, just trying to get my shit back together, fucking square one.
Yeah, I think everyone does that to an extent, but I think you can also use that as a tool, like change your mindset. Like I remember when I was coming off methadone, Matt reached out to me, to come back in the gym. At that time, I had some success with business. I did business first before health. I wish I got into health earlier, but it is what it is. And I remember like watching videos of him and my now friends in the gym, lifting weights, and they're lifting all these like huge heavy weights. I'm like, fuck. like I want to do that shit, you know what I mean? Like, and it was kind of the same thing where I was like, man, like they're doing way better than me with their health. But I was like, you know, instead of feeling bad for myself, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start going there. I'm gonna start doing that. I want to do what they do, and that's kind of what I did. So I used it more as motivation rather than like letting it get me down. That's something you can kind of think about and change your mindset.
That's a huge key, and that's a lot of what we talk about. You know, we can get a link to the video where Greg and I talk about the steps to how to approach the whole recovery process in that way, where you kind of see things that you want to do and kind of attack them in a certain way, instead of being like, well, poor old me, I don't have this or that. You can really start to work your way towards things in a productive manner.
Yeah. So I mean, do you have anything else to add? Why heroin is so addictive? Any little things you can think of? I mean, I think that's the main point we wanted to cover.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, it's just you're going from a general false sense of comfort and security and confidence, and basically when you quit heroin or heroin's taken out of your life, whatever, you no longer have those things, and you have to find a healthy way to build them back into your life.
Yeah, I think we just wanted people to know that like the initial stage of withdrawal, that week, yeah, it gets a lot of people stuck in the heroin addiction, but maybe equally as dangerous is that period after the initial withdrawal if you don't take the proper steps, where you feel like shit about yourself. You know, you're out of touch with everything, and that drags you back.
You gotta start over. Yeah.
So hopefully this helps you. If you have any more questions, let us know. You know, we've been through the ringer with heroin drugs, so we'll share all the experience we can to help you out, and we'll see you all in the next video.
See you guys.
Subscribe below.